going to make you guys work your ass off just like everybody else, but just maybe scaled based on how your physical and mental limitations are for today, right? I think you kind of seen that, right?
Yeah.
Roll over here.
Yeah, roll over and tell us your lifestyle.
My lifestyle swag, you know that. My name's Gustavo. I've been CrossFitting for a little less than 6 months. I was first introduced to Jason and Jaime through a friend. Came over to have lunch.
Chris was there too.
Yeah, Coach Chris was there. And I remember I was like, this guy CrossFit. My ass there, but yeah, we started talking. I was like, yeah, I want to come in and work out, but I'm still going to go out on the weekends and drink, party, do my thing. All right, come in. So we came in, and the first day I remember, there was, I think it was you two and Pat. They were doing box jumps, all like choreographed, like cheerleaders, all doing the same shit. Box jumps and like thrusters or something. Deadlifts. And with Jason in the background, I was like, oh, shit, my jam right here. I was instantly hooked to seeing these guys. I was like, damn, man, they look like bronze statues.
They can stay over there.
Anyway, like, I trained with them that one day, August 14th, and then never stopped since then. And the reason why I started like getting so into it, I started seeing results, not just physical results. Like, oh yeah, it's trimming down, yeah, that's cool and all, but the longevity and the healthiness of my life. Being able to live longer and to find odds like from the hospital saying, yeah, you have a short lifespan or this and that. It's like, well, if I get healthier, I'll live longer. So that's why I'm here. Like, I dig it, I dig my crew, and man, it's doing things every day. And I remember Jake's like, well, I'm just gonna make you do this, do that. Well, Marin's like, well, hold on, you can't even stand. How are you gonna make him squat? Squat the first day, he's like, all right, well, let's figure out who's trying to do it. Let's just try to do a pull. Well, anyway, like that. Like after your shit goes down, and you try this, that. And I mean, so we got like Miranda looking out for me not here. These guys going full balls to see what I can. And just ever since then, I just got up and that's what I did.
And you guys already, so. Chris, you've already introduced yourself and talked to the crew. Do they know what's coming up?
No, they have no idea.
Come on up. Tell them what's coming up.
Follow the lab website. How many of you guys follow? You guys have seen Hinshaw's amazing workouts he puts up there for you? That's the man right there. Come on.
Hey, Chris, let me grab it for him real quick. So check this out. Check this out. There's people that give you information in CrossFit, and some of them are good, and some of them are bad. And when you get information, you know, you have to kind of see where the source comes from. And a lot of times in CrossFit, because it's a newer sport, you know, it's hard to get information from people who've actually been to the CrossFit Games, okay, or have been there consistently. When you learn about endurance, you want to learn from someone who's competing at a top level because they understand what it takes to get there, and they understand the little nuances that we're going to be talking about for the rest of the day. Chris is not only a guy who talks the talk, but also backs it up by being able to walk the walk, right? So he did the workout with us this morning. That's awesome. He can outrun pretty much anybody in this room running backwards. And so when you're running with someone like him, it's instantly inspiring and builds credibility because I'll be getting my ass kicked and he'll just be running circles around me saying I need to like keep my breathing better. He's like, oh, screws. You know, yeah, Chris won. Chris has won triathlons before, professional triathlons. He also placed second in Kona Ironman in '85. So he was 85. He was sponsored by Budweiser. And so when you listen to someone who works in the sport, Chris knows the sport, and now he's taking it to another level. He's working with so many different athletes now, where he's able to bring his experience working with athletes in the last 2 years to now be able to help other people. So I'll let you kind of.
What they're going to do today? Yeah, so we're actually going to do. They've given me about an hour's worth of time to do a little lecture, kind of explain the methodology. I've been lucky enough to work with a lot of elite level athletes, and then also I coach the opposite end of the spectrum as well, the everyday CrossFit athlete. I've been doing CrossFit now for about 5.5 years, and I've really been able to, through CrossFit and my endurance work, create a unique methodology. And what I'm going to do is outline that methodology and the knowledge that I've picked up as a coach and share it with you all today. The programming and everything which I give you today is the exact same programming and protocols that I programmed for this whole group right there. Yeah, I've been lucky in CrossFit to be able to work with a lot of elite athletes, and it seems like the work that I did with Jason, he came to me about, gosh, we just passed our 1 year. Yeah, January of last year. And it's been an amazing journey, and so what I'm going to share with you is about an hour's worth of just methodology, and so you get an understanding of what CrossFit provides, but also the other end of the spectrum, that is a small dose of endurance training. It's going to be pretty good.
How many of you guys here are coaches? How many of you guys here want to someday compete in the sport of CrossFit? How many of you guys here want to someday go to the CrossFit Games? How many of you guys want to compete in the Open? How many of you guys want? All of you? Okay. How many of you guys then want to? How many of you guys have goals of getting to the regionals? Okay. And then how many of you guys legitimately think you guys can go to the games?
Masters.
Okay. All right. Cool. So good. All right. I'm glad we're going over this. So for those of you who want to compete in the Open, and those of you guys who want to go to regionals, those of you guys who really think you can go to the games, I'm just going to shed some light real quickly on kind of the mentality that it takes to kind of get to certain areas. And the real thing that you got to think about when you're talking about this kind of stuff is like, why do you train? So like, I'm going to use you as an example, right? You think you have a shot to go to the games, right?
Yes, sir.
From what I've seen so far, maybe you do, right? Now, why do you want to go to the games?
So my dad can watch me compete.
So your dad watching, right? There you go, right? So everybody has to have a why they want to go somewhere, and why they want to do something. Because what happens is, if you want to compete, if you want to compete at a top level, it's going to hurt. It's going to suck. And so if you want to go to the games because you want to be famous in CrossFit, or you want to maybe make some money through endorsements, or whatever it may be, it's kind of the wrong mentality to take. You need to have something driving you, because it will hurt. It's going to hurt more than anything else you've ever hurt in your life. And it has to be something to kind of encourage you to keep going. And like for me, I compete for myself because I truly enjoy to train. And then the expression of my training is the CrossFit Games. I don't really like competing in the CrossFit Games. I don't really get much enjoyment out of it. It's whatever. Like, it's fine. It's fun sometimes. But I enjoy training, and then my expression of training is my games. Now, if you're the opposite, where you enjoy competing, but you don't really like training, it's kind of tough to get to the CrossFit Games. Because you need so many hours of training to get to the CrossFit Games. And so it's like, 1% of your actual stuff is fun. You're going to kill yourself every day trying to get there. So just keep that in mind, like why you want to do what you want to do. If you want to compete in the Open, because you're going to be more fit than 99% of the population of the United States, and that's a great reason why. But you got to know kind of going into this thing, not to put so much stress on yourself. I think a lot of people, they see these games and they want to get there so bad, they put so much stress on themselves they can't enjoy training. And it's all about enjoying the experience. I think one you guys noticed so far, you guys have only been here a couple hours, but like what you should notice so far is that we genuinely enjoy training. Like I'm not coming in here and looking at this as work. I enjoy this. And so it's something I can do that's sustainable for the rest of my life. For some of you guys, if you look at training like work, it's not sustainable. You're going to do it for a year, maybe 2, and then all of a sudden you're going to be burnt out. But CrossFit gets you fit for life, and it's something you want to do forever. So just take that into consideration. Now with that said, I wanted to talk about capacity work. I want to use this analogy, and I really like this analogy, and something that I've been thinking about a lot lately. So I've been thinking about this a lot. That's a shark.
Hey, you're not a baseball player.
And exactly why I couldn't throw a softball across the baseball field. Anybody saw that? All right. So here's the deal, right? This is your capacity. This is your duration. whatever, okay? So, we'll just say capacity. We won't even talk about duration. And we'll just put it on like this curve. So, the way I like to think about it is we need to develop what is our 80%. So, one of the things I want you to think about when you're training is, I want you to find like 80% of your threshold and try and train there sometimes, and then develop that capacity so that your 80% is better than my 80%. So let me explain. I'm not going to hate on this car. Hopefully you guys don't get mad at me. But here's a Civic. Okay? All right? And here's a Ferrari. Okay? So if we talk about capacity, let's talk about top end. 3, 2, 1, go. You want 100% effort for maybe a minute, 2 minutes, whatever the duration is, right? If you're a Civic, you're going to tap out right here. If you're a Ferrari, you're going to tap out right here. Let's just say it's 1 minute, whatever it is, right? So the Civic can only go so fast, period. A Ferrari has a better engine and can go faster than a Civic any day of the week. We all agree? Now, my goal for you guys is to make your bodies a Ferrari instead of a Civic, so you can work at 80% of your threshold and still beat people. So my whole mentality when it comes to CrossFit is, I want to be that Ferrari. So I can be chilling, talking to you guys while I'm doing that workout, that row burpee, and still beating people, right? So if I'm a Ferrari and I'm going 100 miles an hour, is that hard for me? Hell no. If I'm a Civic, I'm in final gear, I'm huffing and puffing, I'm dying, right? But if you're a Civic, you're just in cruise mode. I like 100 miles an hour, that's easy. Take me to 160 might be a little bit harder. And so what I want you guys to think about is 80% effort here is equivalent to 100% effort here. So if you could change from this position to this position, now all of a sudden you can become more comfortable in your workouts. So you watch guys like Rich Froning and it starts to kick in. Have you ever seen Rich Froning really that out of control before? No, smooth, right? Something I'm working on. Because he's working at 80 to 90% of his threshold when everybody else is working at 100% to keep up with it. And when you're working at 100% of your threshold, you're going to look sloppy. When you're working at 80%, you can do that for days. So my whole goal in CrossFit is to go from a Civic to a BMW to a Ferrari. Right? Does that make sense to you guys? Right? And how do you get from a Civic to, and no offense, like,
Bugatti, bro. Bugatti up there.
Alright, I don't even know how to spell Bugatti. And the way that you develop this, the way you go from a Civic to a BMW to a Bugatti is you go there through capacity training, right? And capacity training really comes from EMOMs and from other workouts. And it's going to take someone like me to watch you and be like, look, bro, you're in your garage, you're doing great, and like, congratulations. You probably have some mental strength, but you got to step the fuck up, right? And that's, I mean, it's going to take someone like me to say that to you because a lot of times you're so comfortable driving that Civic. All of a sudden, I need you to go ahead and put more work in so you can now become something better. And so if you truly want to compete in the open and the regionals and games, you got to step your game up so you can become up here. And again, the only way you're going to get out of there is that this is your bubble of comfort level. I need to take you outside that comfort zone. And the best way I've seen to do that is through EMOMs. I think every minute on the minute, or every 2 minutes, or every 30 seconds, are probably some of the best creative workouts on the planet. And here's the reason why. For me, when I train with people, generally I do well. Okay? Meaning.
Why is he laughing?
Because generally, if I'm going on a workout, I will perform well compared to my peers. Generally. What that starts to do is, it could give me a misconception of how good I actually am. And that may be happening in your guys' gyms or different stuff, right? You have a misconception of how well you are doing or how good you are because of the people you surround yourself with. Now, if you surround yourself with nobody in your garage and you have the mental fortitude, then you could be a badass. Because there's no one else to slow you down or speed you up except for yourself. Problem what happens with some athletes is they're in their gym, they're the best top dog there, so they're always winning workouts. And what that does, it gives them a misconception of how good they actually are. If I'm coming in here every day and I'm beating everybody, I could think, wow, I'm the best person on the planet. The problem is there's always going to be someone better than me. And so I need to continue to strive and push myself. But if I don't have people around me to push me, then I need to figure something out. Do you guys hear where I'm going so far? So now the question becomes, how do you push yourself when you don't have others around you to push you? Well, it all comes down to you mentally pushing yourself. And in my opinion, I think EMOM's the best way to do that. Because it's not me against Brett, or me against Justin, or me against you. It's me against the clock. And it's me against the reps. So the other day, for example, I was doing a hang squat clean workout.
Oh, God.
Okay?
We posted
And
it. Who did it?
anybody did a hang squat clean workout?
With a hair dye?
Yeah.
I read it. I was like,
Yeah. So let's talk about that for a second, right? So here's this workout. And I'm using this one as an example because I did it like a week or two ago. And I had to mentally tell myself that I'm going to go out at 80 to 90% on this first one. And I'm going to see how many I get. And I got 22. I said to myself, okay. I told myself in my head, I could hold 20 for the next 10 rounds. I know I can do it. Or I think I can do it. It's a little sketchy, right? And now, who am I up against? I'm up against me, right? It's me against the demons in my head that are telling me that I can't do it, and I need to go tell them that I can do it. And this is very important for you guys when you guys start doing workouts, is because a lot of times people always try to emphasize you against someone else, or you against whatever. It's you against you. And as soon as you understand that, it brings peace to the games of CrossFit. Because it's you against yourself. So if I'm EMOMing you and I want to hit 20 reps, I'm going to fucking hit 20 reps because that's what I'm telling myself I need to. And I'm pushing myself. I don't care what Garrett gets. I don't care if he gets 18. It doesn't matter to me. I don't want a false impression I'm doing well because it's me against the reps that I set out from the beginning that I'm going to get. So on that EMOM with the rower and with the burpees, you guys should have told yourself in the beginning, hey, look, all right, I'm feeling this. I could do this for the next, all of a sudden what happens? You get 10 minutes in, and then you try and start justifying with your brain. Did you guys do that today? Don't justify it. All of a sudden you get 10 rounds in, you're like, boy, I'm really tired. You know what, 14 was really hard. Let me try 12. Instead, you should say, hey, look, I need to tell myself that I can do it and then try and fight for 14. All right? So the nuts and bolts, what I'm trying to get at, is if you want to take yourself from a Civic to a Ferrari, you need to start thinking about you against yourself and truly pushing yourself mentally and physically. If you can't do that, then have people around you who are better than you. But if you don't have people around you who are better than you, you need to start pacing yourself off the clock and giving yourself what you think to be kind of unrealistic goals. Just a little, like, when you look at it, like, oh shit, I don't know, I'm gonna get it. But if you're sitting there, like, but if you're, like, Garrett and I were talking, like, this one is 20 and 15. The first time we did it was hard. This time it was much easier for me. I'm gonna try this next week for 30 minutes. And that's me telling myself in my head that this didn't adequately accomplish what I wanted. It was too easy for me, and now I need to tell myself that next time I need to step it up. And if every week you tell yourself that, you're going to go from where you are today to somewhere else in no time. It's going to be unbelievable. Questions on any of that stuff? Yeah?
So, you'd refer that to like threshold capacity training?
Yeah.
How often would you do that? Every day?
Every day.
Sure.
Yeah. Every single
You
day.
just keep it, you just pick out weaknesses and
You just pick stuff and you're like, all right, so this is the way I like to do it. Whether it be 10-minute EMOM, 20-minute EMOM, 30 seconds, you pick your time frame, you pick your beast. But you hit the first round or two and you assess. You say, okay. Like you sit there and you're like, that's pretty hard. Then you're going to keep doing it. But if you sit there like, boy, that's pretty easy, then step the game up.
Right.
Hit it up in more reps. But it's you checking in with yourself, telling yourself that you're being a little wimp to tell yourself to do more reps. You guys know what I'm saying? All right? And the last little piece on this whole thing is coaching yourself, right? How many, you guys are coaches. I saw a couple hands come up, right? Coach? Who's the coach? All right. You're a coach. You're a coach? Let me ask you a question. I'm struggling through a workout. What are things you're going to tell me?
Keep moving. You know, a few reps to go. You're almost there.
Breathe, whatever, right?
Right.
Are you ever going to tell me as your athlete, hey man, that looks really hard.
You should stop.
Your legs are burnt up. Boy, this is really challenging. I need to drop my numbers down. Would you ever say that to me? No. Then you should never say that to yourself. Here's what always happens in workouts. Okay, you're in the middle of a workout.